Hello and thank you, my opponent and judge. Let me start my opposition speech for 4 minutes from now. I strongly oppose the motion. First, I like to reconstruct my argument. Next, I like to summarize and compare each argument. Now, I like to reconstruct my argument. My opponent said that exploring space is free for all countries. Yes, that's true. But it is completely different from contamination. Contamination has already been prevented by Outer Space Treaty by deciding space as place for all humans, and it cannot be exploited. If my opponents want to say that the contamination will happen, my opponents has to prove that the current Outer Space Treaty is insufficient to prevent contamination. Also, my opponents mentioned about protection for microbial lives. My opponent said that laws won't decide specific protection for microbial lives. However, if laws are unspecific, how can countries interpret laws? Unspecific laws will lead difference of interpretation between each country, and laws will be ineffective. Also, it is impossible to make specific laws because we have too little knowledge or information about space or extraterrestrial lives. My opponents also stated that we know about human nature or something on the earth. However, when we make laws with the standard of human, the laws will be made only for human. This is just the contamination because we consider only about human when we make laws. Therefore, I strongly oppose the motion. Next, let me summarize and compare each argument. In this debate, we have two main issues. One, whether contamination will happen or not. Two, whether laws are effective or not. Now, let's talk about first point, whether contamination will happen or not. My opponent said that we need to establish laws to prevent contamination. However, my opponent never explained clear process of contamination, and what my opponent said is very different from the reality. Current Outer Space Treaty is enough because it decides space as place for all humans and prohibit exploitation and contamination without preventing countries' space exploration. Therefore, contamination will not happen, and current laws are the best. Next, let's talk about the second issue, whether laws are effective or not. So I said that laws made with too little knowledge or information will be ineffective. My opponent said we know human nature, but it's irrelevant, completely irrelevant, because whether one action is ethical or unethical for humans is completely different from whether the action is ethical or not for extraterrestrial life. For example, if we shoot nuclear bombs to other countries, it is too unethical. However, if we shoot nuclear bomb to space or other planet, so it is impossible to judge whether it is unethical or not because we don't know about what in space. Let's say if microbial lives which eat nuclear leaving a planet, and we shoot nuclear bombs to the planet, so it will be ethical because we will give them food to live, so that and let's talk and if microbial lives which is suffer from water they are leaving a planet, and we go to the planet and take water away, it will be ethical too. So this means lack of knowledge will lead misunderstanding. Therefore, laws will be ineffective. Because of these two points, we believe that we should not take this motion. Thank you.